Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another CounterSide video. Alright, so Global just got a roadmap, so let's talk about every characters in this roadmap. Let me see if I can pull it up and show you guys right here. Alright, so this is going to be very important going forward into May, so that hopefully we can help you guys, I can help you guys to plan a little bit in what's going on for CounterSide in May. So notice there's no collab yet. The collab, if you guys are wondering, is going to come in June. So if you guys are preparing, May might be the best time for you to try to stock up on a bunch of your materials. I am not aware of if there's any new characters whatsoever, so keep that into consideration before you decide. Alright, first things first, Awaken unit, we're gonna have Kieren. So I've talked a little bit about Kieren in the past. Now Kieren is going to be a very strong character. However, keep in mind that Kieren is he's specialized in damage dealer. He's a damage dealer, he doesn't do anything beyond that. So if you miss out on him, I don't think it's the end of the world, but he's still really strong, very formidable opponent in PvP. Now if you plan to spice things up a little bit, you plan to run soldier team, definitely highly recommend to get him. But other than that, I don't think it's necessary to get him whatsoever, like if you already have a lot of other damage dealers for your awakened characters. Now let's talk about the Rearm. So notice we'll have Rearm Alex and Rearm Gaeun. Now I am aware that Global already have Rearm KC Beans. Now if you have Rearm KC Beans, Alex is going to seem a little bit like too much. You might not need both of them in the same team, right? So Rearm KCB and Rearm Alex, you probably won't need two Rearm defenders. Now ideally, both of them will have their individual role. Rearm Alex is going to be much more of a solo tank, whereas Rearm KCB is going to be much more of a supporter. Now I do like Rearm Alex a lot. I do think that Rearm Alex has a lot of potential because she's really flexible. She fits really well into a bunch of other teams. For example, she can fit well into soldier teams as well, if you guys are not aware. Whereas Rearm KC Bean, I feel like she fits better in teams that have strong front lines, for example like strikers, so to ensure that they don't die and they get the buff, right, the surrounding shield whatsoever, to protect them from dying. So Rearm KC Beans has a little bit of a support element to her, whereas Rearm Alex is just going to be straight up tanking, straight up tanking for days. So she's going to be really annoying in dealing with a lot of units right there. Now Rearm Gaeun is going to be new for Global. C don't have Rearm Gaeun yet. Now I do think that she's very strong, looking at her skills right here. So we're gonna try to dive into what she's able to do. Now she's still going to be a 3 cost. Alright, big shout out to pride1.gg right here. Keep in mind the passive is going to modify a little bit. Now Rearm Gaeun always have this ability where after every third basic attack, she will deliver enhanced attack, inflicting AoE damage on and around her. Also decrease target's attack speed by 4 seconds. Now this 10% attack speed is going to be quite a lot, but notice this one thing right here. At level 10, if you... oh, where is it? Right here. At level 10, skill haste minus 20% is added to the debuff. Alright, 10% in Gauntlet. So skill haste minus 10%, attack speed minus 10%, that's quite a lot. Alright, she's able to debuff both attack speed and skill haste. So this makes her a very formidable character overall, like a Rearm in PvP. Now special skill, very annoying. I'm sure you guys are aware that Gaeun stuns your enemy or whoever that gets stunned from her special. It's going to last for 1 second. And now they are adding this thing called a skill seal as well. Skill seal for 1 second. I have no idea if this is going to be... is it happening at the same time? Because if you're stunned, why would this matter? But I guess this matter, the skill seal matter, if the character is immune to stun. Sometimes that can happen. For example, I know there are some mechs that are immune to stun. There are like quite a lot of characters that are immune to stun, right? So those characters, they might not, they might not get stunned, but they can still get skill seal. So both of it is happening in conjunction of each other, happening at the same time. Now ultimate skill. Now you can notice, very simple skill, but it bounces off a lot of enemies. Very annoying if you're fighting a Gaeun. You have probably experienced it before. Okay, so the passive decreases ultimate skill cooldown at level 5, and then at level 10, damage targets receive 20% damage taken amplification for 8 seconds. Now I thought this is really interesting. This is going to make her super viable, or slightly more viable in PvE at least. In PvE, Gaeun has sort of like, I wouldn't say she's useless, but she's sort of like the second tier for me. Like the top tier is still gonna be Ifrit, Kim Sobin, Amin Rifleman. Those are going to make more sense, and then Gaeun will always be like at the second tier. But I think this is going to push her up a little bit because now the 20% damage amplification is going to help her a little bit. Now keep in mind, her ultimate is at 44 seconds, so not too bad. Alright, I would say this is pretty decent. But at 10% in Gauntlet. So it's not 20%, it's 10% in Gauntlet. But in PvE, regular PvE is going to be 20%. I'm not sure how viable is she for raids. That's going to be something that we'll have to test out. I do think that once more characters come out, Gaeun is going to compete with a lot of characters, so she might not necessarily shine in PvE. It feels like she's going to be a mixture of both, but I think she still shines or excels better in PvP. Now let's look at the leader skill. Now this is something that I thought is going to make her much more viable. If you notice right here, increase all allies attack speed by 10% for 4 seconds every time she uses special or ultimate skill. Now I thought this is really interesting. That means that she will always be able to consistently buff everyone. And one more thing is, at skill level 5 increases attack speed by 20% in PvE. Now this is cool and all, right? Attack speed 20% in PvE. But Gaeun is not the only character that can do this. We already have like Shinja, we already have Dorothy, and those are always going to be able to give you more attack speed. Chorus Ship also gives attack speed, right? But the truth is, this 20% seems like a lot. It seems like really strong, like a pretty strong leader skill. Unfortunately, not every PvE content you are able to set leader. For example, as far as I know, raids, you can't set leader. So leader skill are pretty much, as far as I know, useless in contents like raids. But in certain PvE stage, yes, this can be useful. But again, I wouldn't say this is like a game-changing thing that you need to have. She's still very strong overall. Highly recommend, if you have Gaeun, definitely rearm her. I don't think much people are going to regret rearming her. I think she's going to be a solid investment. She's going to be a very good choice moving forward. Now let's talk about Beyblade Loose and Lulu. Alright, these two characters, they are not really used as much. Alright, so Beyblade Loose right here. Unfortunately, she is a ranger, and with Rearm Gaeun right around the corner, I don't see how Beyblade Loose is going to be able to do anything. So let me see if I can find mine should be around 106, because remember, this is going to be the pass as well. So counter pass, as you guys can see, right? So notice what skill does she has. She very basic and very weird skill right here. After 3 basic attacks, alright, performs enhanced attack with increased range and valid hits for 7 seconds. Alright, attack is buff during this duration, 25% increase. And special skill, creates paper tornado that deals AoE damage to a target and enemies nearby, decreasing their defense by 15% for 8 seconds. Again, she has this sort of debuff where she decreased defense, adds skill haste decrease by 15% as well. 15% is not that impressive, you know, we have a lot of other characters that can do that. We don't really need her to help with that. Like Chifuyu is 20%, Dash is 25% if I'm not mistaken. Like we have Roy Burnett and Frederick Doma, those are going to be the better debuffer. So I don't see how, I guess they are trying to make her like what is that? Jack of all trades, master of none. Ultimate skill, after knocking back nearby enemies to the target the caster is facing, activates passive effect for 12 seconds and increases defense penetration by 20%. Now again, I do think that this character is in a very odd spot right now. Hopefully she gets buff in the future. She's a 3-cost ranger, but I honestly don't see like her appeal right now, at least compared to a lot of other rangers. Like we have Orochi, we have Rosaria, we have Kim Sobin. Those are going to be better in PvE, right? I don't see where she shines personally. Maybe in PvP, but then again, even then, there's a lot of other meta characters that can do it better. So right now she's just in a very odd spot. Hopefully she'll get buff in the future. Hopefully she'll get rearm and stuff like that. But yeah, that's going to be one of the characters. And next up is going to be Lulu. Now Lulu, I thought is going to be a decent character overall, but sadly I don't see much players using her. Like occasionally she will get up, but that's pretty much it. She has this ability, increase defense of all allies by 15%. And also, she has this ability to sleep as well. So her skill is really weird. Her special skill, she can nullify buffs, alright? Nullifies 2 random buffs if the enemy's HP is below 20%, and nullifies 1 random buff from the damaged enemy. So it's a little bit of a weird skill, and the ultimate skill is something that's very, very useful. I guess to a certain extent. Inflict sleep to all enemies for 5 seconds, excluding bosses and mechs. In Gauntlet, inflict sleep for 3 seconds to all units costing 3 and lower, and 5 seconds to all units costing 4 and above, excluding bosses, mechs, and self. Sleeping allies recovers 3% of their HP per second, and enemies have their defense decreased by 5%. So basically, she sleeps everyone, including your allies. So if you're using her, the idea here is to try to use her with mechs. Like if you run a mech team, maybe she can do decent right there to try to sleep the enemy. But other than that, I don't really see her function or her purpose overall. If you want debuff remover, Machine Collector is there, Yansing is there, you know, like it's not really unique to her, right? That's how I look at it. Decent addition to a lot of team in case she gets up. But other than that, in PvP, occasionally you will see her being used, but not that often. So that's just honest opinion. You don't really have to pull for her if you don't want to. I do think that Rearm Alex, Rearm Gaeun is going to shine, and of course Curian. I've done plenty of Curian testing videos, feel free to watch those. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video. That's pretty much the roadmap coming in May for CounterSide. Let me know what you guys think of all of this in the comment section below. As always, subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.